Security Council resolution. There have been occasions in the past when such a no-fly zone has had a clear legal international justification even without a Security Council resolution. The main thing, and the thing we're saying this week, is it's important to plan for that. We don't know what is going to happen next in Libya. There could be a large humanitarian crisis, flows of refugees. It's because we've planned for that the last few days that we're able to help out from Britain now with the emergence of that problem. And we also have to plan for a situation where the Gaddafi regime embarks on an escalation of warfare, the killing of many of their own people. We do have to plan with our partners around the world as to what we would do in that eventuality.
And the planning and the importance of the planning is clear to everyone. No one would be disputing that. I just want to be very clear about that point, though. You say that it's not absolutely essential. Should you think it really a matter of great urgency to impose a no-fly zone, it's not absolutely essential to get the backing of the UN?
Well, of course, the Cabinet would have to take the full legal advice on the situation at the time. But in general, the legal position, it's arisen on several occasions, of course, over the last 20 years in relation to the Balkans and in relation to Iraq. And the answer is really that it depends on the situation on the ground, the legality of a no-fly zone. So we would have to respond to such a situation as it developed. All we can do at the moment is to plan for it and of course, in the meantime, continue doing the main things that we are doing, keeping up the strong international pressure on the Libyan regime. I just spoke myself to the Libyan foreign minister within the last hour and a half to reinforce that pressure and reinforce the isolation now of the Libyan regime around the world. And
did he accept what you were saying?
Well, no, he's paid to take the opposite point of view, of course, and to say that they don't accept that, they don't accept what we've stated in the UN Security Council resolution. But I think it's important they hear it from us, and that we really mean it, and that we also reinforce to them that we have referred this to the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, so that supporters of the regime really do know that if they commit crimes or abuses in the coming days, well, they will be held to account for those crimes.
There'll be lots of interest among viewers, Mr. Hague, about the nature of the conversation, because these are things, obviously, that happen behind closed doors. What is the nature of the conversation with the Libyan foreign minister? Is it heated? Is it a vigorous debate? Or is it all very polite?
Well, everybody states their point of view. It is a normal part of diplomacy to be on the telephone with people you don't agree with. We do that every day in one way or another. And so I've met him in the past. I do know him personally. I've met him at the United Nations General Assembly. So I state clearly our point of view, and he states clearly his point of view. We don't get into personal abuse of any kind, but both sides state their point.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
William Hague there, the Foreign Secretary. In a bit of a rush to leave the studio, it seems to me. But anyway, we're grateful to Mr. Hague for coming in. Frank Gardner, our security correspondent, listening to that with great interest. Frank, on the no-fly zone, Mr. Hague being very careful, but basically saying, look, there is precedent for enforcing some kind of military no-fly zone without the UN's backing. That's a pretty tricky area to get into, isn't it?
It's quite controversial. I mean, on the one hand,